Hi, I can unmute myself. We're live with Wanderlust and Wildemount, where we do not bully Travis ever over anything. We just like to poke at him. Fine. We're gonna go around. We're gonna say who we are and who we're playing. I'll start because I'm already speaking. I am playing the magnificently mustached Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hossenpfeffers. Nobleman, philanthropist, entrepreneur, author, avid reader of books. It's a good life. Good for most part. Lots of things to get done, no time to sleep. And that sums him up, so why don't we go up to the person who also loves reading, Harlan Flipcloak, D20 coup de grace, how are you?
That is indeed true. I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak tonight. He's a divination wizard, specializing in time manipulation. And right now they're looking into a past problem that is about to become a present problem.
What? No problems here. Just a little light reading. No harm ever came from opening a book, reading a book. Someone whose reading skills, or the character's reading skills are questionable, Shiny Pilot. How are you?
My reading skills?
Your characters.
I was going to say my reading skills actually can be, but my Igor, he definitely is. So yeah, I'm Shiny Pilot, going to be playing Igor. He is a hunchback, half-orc butler to Wendell. He's his manservant. And tonight I'm going to bully Trav. No, okay.
All right. Just what a little, poking fun among friends. Someone who's never poked at fun at anyone a day in their lives, Nugatosaurus.
Never. Not a single day ever.
And I visited you. I would know.
Yeah, you would know. You would know. Hi, I'm Nugatosaurus. I'm going to be playing Hal, the shifter fighter / paladin, who is having a very strange conversation with Lamont, and is contemplating leaving group. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
We will see indeed. And of course, gonna go out on a limb here and introduce our last party member, Producer Trav. How are you?
Y'all need to watch out for Lindy tonight because she's not DMing and she's full of beans. And anything could happen. Hi, I'm Producer Trav. I am playing Lamont Quinlan, the Kalishtar artificer turned rogue who has died many times. And that is not, and it cannot be disputed. Okay? Though it is often disputed.
He's died at least once. We're not sure about many times. Wendell's got a tally sheet in his journal.
I don't know. I've done the math. That's all. I'm over here looking at the numbers. I'm telling you, the data doesn't lie. All I'm saying is he's misunderstood. Let's just put it that way. Enjoy the show, everyone. Back to you.
Thank you. Someone who may or may not be misunderstood, deception check. It's in the name.
Yeah, I might be understood, but I could be lying. I mean, that's what a deception check's for. So, and I rolled a natural 20 just a moment ago, so you tell me what's true. I don't know. I also rolled 5 natural ones, so
Okay, I was feeling real bad, and now I feel a little better.
it's gonna be a real good night tonight for somebody. Welcome to Wanderlust and Wildemount. It's a Mondays in Exandria game where the fine, upstanding, lawful members of a group wander about Wildemount and occasionally visit Amon while they try and figure out what the hell's going on and then what they're going to do and try and do a couple things here and there. They're fighting the Clockwork Council. They're grabbing tomes from evil cults. They're watching their friends die in a back alley in a pile of trash, only to come back and, as a vengeful spirit or something. Who knows? We're still figuring this all out. So, it's better to figure it out in games. So why don't we pick up where we left our lovely characters? Wendell, Eustace, Aberdice, Lucius, Throckwaddle, Hassenpfeffer the fourth of the Habersham Hassenpfeffers, and Harlan. I say that real fast. It's kind of difficult. You get tongue twisted. Yeah. Harlan, Igor, and Wendell are sitting in the private dining area of Gray Skull Shadow Inn shortly after Seeker Rasu Memmering has left, after mentioning a few things, widening a couple eyes and dropping a few bombs. But now we're on to the very thing that brought these three from Port Damali to the wonderful city of Amman. And that is a tome of necromantic and dimensional power that is worrying them quite a bit. And so we left them as they began to review the book.
Yes.
Now, I want to do a skill check here for a little skill challenge. So you're going to be approaching the book. I want Harlan to pick 3 skills that you believe would be useful in this particular endeavor, and tell me what they are, and I will assign difficulty. Wendell, you will also be doing 3 since you are assisting.
Oh, yes, I am.
And I'd like you to think about those too. We'll come to you in just a moment.
All right.
All right, then. I guess first I'll go with what's best. I'll investigate the book.
Okay.
To make sure there's no like traps on it, I suppose.
Okay. That's a good start.
I'll use Arcana to find the magical aspects of the book.
Okay.
And then I will use athletics to hold the book down in case it tries to bite my face.
Okay, that is a very interesting
You might
choice.
need to manhandle the book. So these books have a life of their own sometimes. You're not wrong.
Okay.
Or to close
Why
it
don't we
if
go
you
ahead and
need
make those 3 rolls?
All right.
I believe the first one was an investigation check with a 26. All right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what happens. Arcana, 22. Okay, this is looking really good so far. And then athletics to fight the book if it indeed.
Let's get the best of
15. It might take a chunk out of you if it gets hungry. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Now, before we get the results completely of those rolls, let's go over to Wendell. How are you going to help?
So, Wendell is, not that Wendell has any experience reading these types of tomes or anything. He's going to also realize how few proficiencies warlocks have. It's just a little known fact here. Insight as to the contents of the book, I feel it would be a good one. History, because again, he might actually have a fair bit of experience reading these types of tomes and books and things to, just glean things and be aware of possible dangers. And then, Harlan, I'm trying not to do the same ones as Harlan, so we have balance it out.
That's fine.
So I think the last one will be persuasion to guide Harlan through ways to read these types of things without hopefully getting yourself into too much trouble.
Okay.
I've been binge watching Chinese dramas all day, so I'm going to use these dice gifted to me by Naganosaurus because she loves me.
Okay.
So we're going to go first one. Insight
into the book.
Well, natural 20, so 24.
That's a decent start. That's a decent start.
Okay. It's either pretty good or downhill from here. So let's.
Right.
History is a 17.
17. Okay.
And then persuasion. I should roll with my other hand because this hand hurts. 19.
Oh no, 19. Okay, those are all excellent and well above average rolls. So you are successful in taking a look at this particular book. When Harlan begins investigating the book, he starts noticing the infusion of dark magics and necromantic energies in the actual cover and pages of the book. It fairly radiates with this energy. With his Arcana check, he's able to stay away from particular pages that the reading of might actually transport your mind directly to another plane and a being who might snack on it. And then with an athletics check, he is able to hold the book down while it's not moving at all, because it was never meant to eat him or attack him. But it could have been a good roll in case it tried to suck him into the pages, which I was considering, but didn't really do that. Wendell, you're able to perceive the problems with the book and the fact that Harlan could be in danger at certain points with certain rituals. You recognize a couple from your vantage point, and with your assistance in helping him miss a few pages, you protect his sanity as well as it can be.
Yes.
Your history allows you to see that several of these rituals are some you know quite well.
Oh no!
While others are some your patron has warned you about.
All right.
And then your last one was
the persuasion to guide him through the book.
And well, that's as useful as the athletics rolls, but still was quite well done. You also find as you move through the book that there are several pages and spells here. Harlan, you recognize these directly. These are wizard spells in several places. This tome can be used as a wizard's spell book and includes a great number of stronger spells, not too strong, something right in your wheelhouse. You see Cone of Cold, Contact Other Plane, Counterspell, Darkness, Detect Magic, Fear, Fireball, Greater Invisibility, Fly, Ice Storm, Magic Missile, Misty Step, Polymorph, Ray of Sickness, Shield, and Suggestion. So those are the spells that are written in it. And in the back, there are many open pages where this book could be expanded upon. Now, lastly, I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, of course. That's right. Left hand rolling.
7.
That is, what's my wisdom? Oh, good, +4, 21.
21.
How?
Igor and I are right there. But
I kind of want to see what happens.
and you did get guide. You do have some rolls. You could, yeah.
I mean, I could make that a.
Good.
You need some help.
Okay. Oh, Igor, you're in the room as well.
Oh, yeah,
He's on the stairs. He's not on the floor, but he's within visual in case he needs to kill us.
He's still within. That
I was told
require...
to watch the door so I can watch other things.
I still need you to roll. You're still within the room. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I need to roll wisdom. I'm so wise. Wisdom.
Yes,
wisdom
those
save.
are words I would use to describe Igor. Wise.
18 on me.
And I'm
wisdom.
not wrong.
Okay.
Well,
Wendell and Igor, you notice nothing at all wrong. You are confident and happy in the completion of your project. You have now studied this book. You are not sure why the Clockwork Council might be interested in it.
We don't know the Clockwork Council is interested in it.
Well, yes. No, this is the book they told you to go get.
They only told Harlan to go get.
They did tell you. They just asked Harlan to get it for them.
They asked us to solve the mystery. They asked you to get the book. Wendell just wanted to look through the book because it was a dangerous book that people weren't, talking about and stuff. Because it's a culty book.
Yeah, but you guys knew you were looking for the book Retribution of the Ancients.
We knew that the guy had used Retribution of the Ancients. We were trying to use that to narrow it down his location. Which we did, and then once we found him, we were like, oh, well, this is a really
you guys
dangerous
agreed
book.
to help.
Okay, yeah.
I really thought that you guys... Okay,
Wendell and Igor
I'll have to look
only
back.
Harlan knows about the Clockwork Council wanting this book.
We were searching for the book. The
Because
Clockwork Council wanted us to search for the book, or wanted us to work with them.
They
But
wanted
they
us-
didn't.
wanted us to investigate the murder.
The murder.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to
Yes.
look back. I thought it was something different, but then
Nope,
again,
they
I
wanted
could
us
be
to
incorrect in
investigate
that.
the murder, and we were, and
That's
so
fine.
that's one of the reasons Wendell was like, "Oh well, you know, it involved this book. This is very dangerous. We should look into this." And Harlan wants
Okay.
it for the Clockwork Council, possibly. We don't know.
All right. Well, we can always go back and change that if we need to, but
Mhm.
I'll,
Yeah, no,
I'll take
Wendell and Igor have no idea
Okay.
I'm here for the food.
because
I
I
remember,
only
but-
write down things in this book that Wendell knows, and there's nothing about the Clockwork Council
Okay,
on it.
that's fine. Well, Harlan, you've completely forgotten about the book. And you don't know what it is now. It's just a book sitting in front of you. Only Wendell and Igor know where the book came from, know what's in the book, and remember anything that happened in the last
no.
2 hours.
Well, that was productive.
You just suddenly you know that you've just helped Wendell with something, but you don't recognize the book. You don't know what the book is. You don't remember that you're tasked to return the book. It's kind of like the bank spell in a way.
Oh no, we've experienced with that.
So
Huh.
that was the wisdom save.
Oh
Huh.
Master, are
Yes.
we done here?
yes,
Yeah.
I believe we're finished.
Oh,
we
did you read the
Are we?
book?
Yes, we did. It was.
Oh.
We should. I believe we should go forth with what we discussed earlier.
What did we discuss
No,
about?
not you, Igor. You
Oh,
were stuffing
okay.
your face. Harlan and I.
What did we discuss earlier?
We discussed putting this book in a place for safekeeping, so that not anyone could just get their hands on it, because it's
What's that
possibly dangerous. What?
Oh.
Can
Oh,
I
it's-
insight check Harlan? Be like,
Mhm. Of course.
While you're doing that, Igor has a question for Master, which is how can
Oh.
a book be dangerous?
Oh, Igor, this is why I never taught you to read fully. Oh.
Igor
read-
is seriously
read
considering
everything.
books. He's like, how are they dangerous? He's like looking at the book.
Oh, so many dangers in this world that you are so ignorant of, Igor.
I shall be careful around libraries.
11.
Harlan is being, quite truthful. He doesn't understand what you're asking.
Is it an interesting read?
Define interesting.
Does it have any nice spells in it?
You know, there was one or two, but it was a ritual. I'll copy it out for you. You know I've been
Hey.
collecting rituals.
Well, that sounds good. What are
Right.
we doing?
We came to Amon to... We met with Seeker Assume. Do you remember speaking with Seeker Assume? He
Oh,
asked you.
yeah. Of
Maybe you
course.
should start that report for him. I'm going to go check on some things around town.
Okay. And while that's going on, we'll
I'm
pop
going to
back
put this
in.
book in the bank.
We'll pop back in to Howell and Lamont, who are still in Port Damali. And they are talking over breakfast and have said quite a few things to each other. So, where do you
If
two
I-
pick up?
If I remember correctly, we were discussing Lamont dying
Mm-hmm.
and then how the Myriad is framing him for the kid murders.
Yes, I believe you explained to Lamont that the Myriad is behind most businesses and politicians and
Mhm.
like,
And that we
is
knew who
involved
killed
in
the
everything.
kids, that wasn't a mystery.
Yeah.
I don't know that we'd gotten that far. I don't remember, but everything else I remember. Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly where we left it off, but I would point out to the viewing audience that Lamont is missing his right arm, except it's a smoky, vaporous apparition of an arm, and is not wearing his trademark goggles, and he has messed up eyes. He has scars around his eyes. And, I think he gently and politely sips his coffee.
So, I have to go to the temple for a couple things.
Oh, I should go.
I was gonna say that you should come with me. Just so we
to
can.
a temple.
Yeah, because remember we talked about like getting you checked out and because you died.
We did talk about that.
Yeah. So, do you
All right.
want to come with me?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
make an make a mid-afternoon of it, mid-morning actually.
Morning, yeah.
What time's? Is this oh yes, morning.
It's still early, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have to go for my morning rituals, and I have to put Sarah's body to rest, and we'll get you checked out.
So we're going to a funeral?
I'm going to perform funeral rites, but it won't be like a funeral.
Oh, that does sound fun. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, I think I probably should say that I appreciate you.
Thanks.
It's weird, how am I going to get the people who are hurting children in this city? And what is your day rate?
Well, the people hurting, specifically those kids that were murdered, are the Myriad, right? And they own everything. So just straight up, you're not getting them. You might get like one or two, but you will never bring down the Myriad. As for my day rate, like I'm not for hire.
Okay. I respect that.
I'm kind of focused. Friday, go.
Never is a strong word. Never. It's a big word, never.
It is the strong word, and that's why I used it.
But these are people that we're talking about here, right? I mean, these are just this they have a cute name, Myriad, whatever.
Okay, so you remember
They're
dealing
super...
with the Clasp, right? You remember dealing with them?
I do.
The Myriad is like 10 times worse. And
okay,
you saw how much of an issue we had with the Clasp.
We did, but we did beat them.
No, we didn't. Our dragon friend beat them.
Oh, where's he? Does he have a day rate?
He's not gonna leave his bank for you. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, the fucking bank thing. Yeah. The bank. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a puzzler. We're gonna have to think on that one. Temple it is.
Right.
We'll slam this thing. Here we go.
Finish your coffee. I'll go get what I need to get, and then I'll meet you out front.
Awesome. Fucking brunch. Temple. And then we're gonna put the system on trial. We're gonna shake up the status quo. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Gods, how gods. We've got gods by the ear. Okay?
What?
They came
All
right
right,
down
So you
and talked to me.
you gather all the things that you need and make your way to the Temple of Bahamut. There in the center plateau of the crescents, on the far western side. How you know the way. Most of the adherents that live and work in the temple just nod. Lamont, as you walk closer to the Temple of Bahamut, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Which I get advantage on.
Why do you get advantage?
I will tell you. Let me go to D&D Beyond. We did this last time.
This is a different thing.
I get advantage on wisdom saving throws. Hold on now. I'm gonna play some D&D.
Remind me what the exact wording of your ability is that gives you advantage on wisdom saving throws.
It says, dear Travis, you get advantage on wisdom saving throws. Love, Wizards of the Coast.
Right.
All right, here we go.
I need to see that note, and I want to keep it.
All right, we're like this. As a no, that's a perception check. Wait, no, it's right here. Uncanny dodge, dual mind, sneak attack, silent fighting. I thought I got. Yeah, wait. Features and traits.
It should be the
This
dual
is a
mind.
thing.
That should be the thing.
Right?
Yeah, dual mind should give you something with wisdom.
When I make a wisdom saving throw, I can use my reaction to give advantage on the roll. I can use this trait immediately before or after I roll, but before any of the roll's effects occur. One reaction.
Okay. Well,
How many times
this
per day
isn't.
Can you use that?
It's a reaction. So, but unfortunately, this is an internal thing. This is your very being. This isn't an act upon you. But I will not take that away from you. But you do have disadvantage because it is your actual essence fighting you. So advantage and disadvantage means it's a straight roll.
Okay.
So you just roll a simple wisdom saving throw.
I appreciate your transparency.
Okay. And what is a 6? Okay, even with advantage, it would have been a 10. Okay. As you get closer to the Temple of Bahamut, you start falling behind. How you don't notice yet that Lamont has slowed down. And as you get closer, your feet just stop. And while you are trying to tell your feet to follow, while you're trying to will your body to continue on, that which shares your body says no.
Do like the Mr. Heavyfoot thing from the Kids in the Hall, or like pulling on your legs, the chaplain.
Oh, no, you're literally just paralyzed. It won't let you move forward. You can step back, but it will not let you move forward at this point.
He tries it like 3 or 4 or 5 times, like takes that step back and then goes and
right.
Can't, and then like looks around and takes like 4 or 5 steps back and gets like a little jogging start and still can't. And then I'm just going to stand there. Am I out in the open, like out in the courtyard?
You're about 10 feet away from the steps, the front steps to the temple.
Okay. Well, I'm standing there.
How
put
you
my hands in
notice
my pockets.
After a bit, you look to maybe comment about something to Lamont, and you see he's not behind you.
What are you doing?
Do I hear that?
Yes.
Oh, hey. Hi. I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I cannot go in that building, it would seem.
Do I need to carry you? Like what? What's the
let's try
issue
that.
here?
Let's try that.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try that. Come here.
I go over and
Are you carrying the urn as well?
It's in my backpack.
Okay.
I like dip and do like a fireman carry kind of
Hoist
thing.
me.
Okay. I need an opposed athletics check, and I am rolling for.
Oh.
I'm rolling for you, Lamont, because it's not you doing it.
Punch her in the face as hard as I can.
17.
When you go to grab him, you grab an arm and then you duck under to put your shoulder down and pull him over. You've never felt this strength from Lamont before. Like, you go to lift him and he does not budge. You go to pull him with your strength and he does not move, and he pushes you off. And you look at his face and he's surprised. It's like he doesn't know what's going on, but he just totally denied you.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got a whole fucking lot going on, Lamont.
Yeah. It's complicated. Maybe you should go enjoy your funeral. And maybe I'll seek the care of a local physician.
That's
A
who's in the
man
temple.
of medicine. No, this is a religious organization of some kind that
Yeah, and they have healers and doctors in there.
Is there another one that has a healer that is not affiliated with any religious organization or a higher power that
I don't know. I'm
Let's
not
see.
religious. Like, religion is not my thing at all.
No, you don't look up to the stars and wonder why?
God, no.
It's cool. I respect that. I'm just saying, you've got a busy morning. You've got errands to run. I can't go in that building. My legs won't let me. And I don't want to try to hurt you because you will not like it. And I respect that. So basically...
Hal kind of laughs, and she's like, it's funny that you think you can hurt me.
It's just...
Yeah, I'm going to go take care of stuff. I guess I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, thanks for breakfast.
Thanks for the
All right.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just kind of shakes her head and walks into the temple.
And as she does this, she gets out of earshot. I'm just like, you are going to help me take down the Myriad. Yes, you are. You're going to do it. We're
Not
going to
gonna
cut
happen.
all their throats. We're going to cut all their throats in the black of night. We're going to sneak into their rooms and slice their throats. We're not going to hurt their families, as tempted as we might be. Hi, yes, I'm waving. I'm not waving at you. I'm waving at her.
Several
Hi.
of the priests are like,
Yes. No, I'm sorry. I'm out here talking to myself. All right. No, I'm going to kill every one of them. I'm going to kill every one of them in the black of night. It's going to be amazing. All right. Y'all have a great day. Yeah. Hey, Bahamut, right? Rock party. Look at this guy. This guy knows what I'm talking about. All right. Listen, y'all take care. And he skips down the street and goes into an alleyway and probably has a mild panic attack.
okay, that's fair. Your panic attack continues, and Hal finds an altar suitable for the consecration of these ashes. We'll pop back over to Iman, where Harlan is still confused and Wendell is doing something.
Yes.
Igor is
Harlan's
always
making that
confused.
report for Secret Resume.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get the carriage Igor can
Mhm.
drive. Take a trip to the bank. Put this book in a safety deposit box because I can't think of a safer place to put a dangerous book. Well,
Okay.
maybe one, but we'll go here.
That takes just a
long
little
is
bit of
that?
time.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
so-
gonna say, how long is that drive?
And then
That's what I was just
also,
thinking.
yeah, send word for like Reagan to be like, yeah, Igor, we'll get back here in about, an hour, and then totally
Closer to
ready
2.
to, just say 3 hours. Just say 3 hours.
Have lunch waiting for us.
And yes,
Yes,
that,
of course, I will. No.
there's some representatives with Igor wanted to speak with him. We should be.
I'm
Do you want me?
Yes.
nervous.
I wasn't aware of
We
that.
check
Is-
their schedule. You can just relay the info. Secretum informed us.
Oh,
So,
I will send a communique and see.
yes.
Yes, I will
Thank
check
you
his
very much.
schedule.
Thank you very much. We will be
Yes.
back shortly, and we go.
All
Look,
right.
and buy a couple of spells from Gilmore's on the way back, because I think that's in a not too far district from. I think it's on the way to the inn and back, because we have to go past through the shopping district to get to where the bank is.
Not necessarily. You enter in on the edge, Abdar's
Mhm.
Promenade, and then
Mhm.
you're in the middle of Whitestone. The Whitestone slum
Mm-hmm.
gate is in between the two, so you'll be heading towards the left, the other side of town.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of out of the way.
So it's out of the way? Okay. I'll just send a money order, have things picked up later.
Okay.
That's fine. Yes.
And Harlan, you're left behind. Reagan comes over and taps you on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, right.
Can I get you anything?
Well, I suppose I could use a little bit of water. And something to write on.
Of course. Stack of parchment.
Of course. Yes.
Your favorite quill. You have a proclivity with a particular type of quill. We try and keep them in stock here for you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Reagan.
It's my pleasure. How'd it go with the book?
What book?
The one that Master Wendell and yourself were so concerned about and took precautions to study. It was filled with great evil, and you were worried about the safety of everyone around you. I was to stay out until you were done.
I think you're thinking of someone else.
No, I believe that was the whole reason you came to Amman. All right, maybe I am mistaken. I am sorry.
Not to worry about, Reagan. I got to work on this report for the
Seeker.
Seeker.
Oh,
Yes.
if you can get that done, I'm about to send a communique to him, asking about regards of the Singorian ambassadors. I can send that along with for you. Here, let me get that paper for you, and I'll wait for the message.
And when he comes back with it, I'm just gonna make a detailed kind of report of the scenario that was in before I left, such as the potentate had died.
Okay.
And then there was a whole bunch of secession things, and I wanted to leave way before that happened because,
of course,
I wasn't a fan of any new upcoming leadership or anything. So
okay.
I decided to.
That's why you left.
Yeah.
Before you got involved in any of that.
Yes. Before.
Of course. That's what you.
That's
what you got.
That's the report I give to him. Yes.
Okay.
I also want to message Howl. Send her a little doobly-doo with my book.
Okay. I believe about the time you go to send this message with the book, Howl is in the middle of the ceremony consecrating the ashes of the dearly departed.
I think I'll just say, "Is now a better time?" Is what comes, because the last time you messaged.
You get a lot of religious power feedback through the link.
Oh, never mind.
It burns.
Why does it burn? Oh, right, he's not great. That's right. Ugh. I'll wait. Some more. Imagine that was like, as he's like about to go into the bank, he's like, "Oh, that's right, Howl. Oh, no, I'll message after we get back to the
I
inn."
imagine you get a feeling of consternation from Howl, and that's about it. Would that be correct, Howl? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he'll try again later. It's just
Okay. The bank run goes fine. You get what you need.
spend a few minutes chatting with my old buddy, the Dragon, talk about some financial things,
right.
good
He
stuff,
tells
good
you about
stuff.
the investments he's made so far with your money, and it's
Wonderful.
doing quite well.
Good,
And he has some suggestions about expansions in Haversham, possibly
Make note of
opening up a
those.
branch bank location.
Yes, he is all about that. Yeah, of course,
Okay.
of course. Yeah.
So while Harlan's doing that and you're finishing up and heading back towards the Grayskull Shadow Inn, we'll pop back over to Howl for her ceremony. So you get the message from Wendell as you're preparing for the ceremony. Are you going to be doing this on your own, or are you asking for help?
I think she's gonna ask for help because she's never done anything like this before.
Okay.
So she'll find whatever priest is available and
All right.
kind of explain the situation. Like, these are the ashes of the Yellowcrest family, minus the patron, patriarch. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Like, I want to put them to rest. All I have is their ashes. Can you walk me through it?
Right. You actually find a priest, a cleric, in the temple that you've seen around before. His name's Cyril. Cyrell. Cyril. It's like, oh, why, yes, we could do this. I mean, it's quite simple. It's just a matter of simple. Oh, don't worry. The temple cats like to involve themselves in a lot of things.
Yeah.
They're quite mischievous, those little buggers.
Yeah, they like
keep
to
them
knock
nice
shit over.
Well, I believe that's what Lord Bahamut lets them live. They're meant to knock things off of shelves, I think. Stir things up, break things down so we can build them back up.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Well, all we have to do is consecrate the ashes. I see you've already broken some of the sigildry on this vase here. It was a necromantic spell of some horrible potency. Where did you find this?
In a tower dedicated to some evil god that was like, they were sacrificing people, like a fuck ton of people. It was a bad time.
Well, with this sort of spell work and runes on this particular type of vase, it seems like the person who did this was channeling their pain for power.
Yeah, sounds about right.
A horrible way to. And you said this was his family.
Yep.
Oh, very powerful.
And a servant or two, I think.
Oh, a terrible thing. This happened here in town, or?
Yeah, the Yellowcrests, several years ago.
This was that family.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Who was the perpetrator?
The
Lord Vialis?
Yes, thank you. Lord Yellowcrest, the patriarch.
He owned Yellowcrest Manor, but his name was Lord Vialis. So
sure, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, everyone followed it. It was in the broadsheets for weeks. I mean,
it was all him.
We can only read so much scripture here. Sometimes we have to live vicariously through those outside the walls,
Right.
Oh, okay. You're not very. You just want to get this done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can feel when someone's not okay. Well, and he'll walk you through. It's simple steps. You're basically just blessing the remains. It's kind of like a gentle repose and spare the dying, but in a more final kind of way. It's a simple ceremony. It takes 5 minutes. Do you also have the journal?
She would have brought it with her while she was carrying the urn.
Well, then we would have missed something at one point. You didn't notice, but you said her name and she like popped up and waved at you as a ghost. But you and Lamont were talking, and so you didn't really notice or try to get your attention. But as the ceremony completes, you see a misty and spectral form of a woman with her 2 children and the ghost of Sarah of Yellowcrest Manor form and kind of smile down towards you and then dissipate. He goes, "Oh, I guess I've never seen it work quite like that. You don't ever really get the visual representation of your work around here very many times."
Yeah, the Sarah, she appeared to us a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't think this was a usual circumstance.
even before you had the urn.
Yeah, it was attached to this book. Anytime we had this book and we said her name, she'd
my-
pop out.
Can I
Yeah.
hold- Oh. And he takes the book and kind of like says a couple prayers over it. And he's like, "Oh, this held her spirit for some time, but it's gone now.
Good.
Do you mind if
Glad-
we keep this here?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
We'll inter the ashes as well,
Yeah.
in a small place we have here. So
Yeah, I
um,
don't know if they followed Bahamut, but something's better than nothing, right?
yeah, well, I'm sure they'll find their way where they need to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is more about just keeping this horrible necromantic magic safe and the ashes away from it.
Yeah,
If that's fine.
Sounds like a plan.
It's really good to be able to help spirits like this find peace, don't you think?
I
It's
mean,
not-
yeah, I'm used to hitting things and solving problems that way.
Your calling is a bit different than mine.
Yeah.
I understand, but
It
We
was
all-
oddly satisfying. I'll give you that.
we all are still representatives of the Platinum Dragon. We still do its will, and finding these lost souls, these beings that have been horribly taken before their time and misused. Yeah, the souls harnessed for other nefarious deeds, being able to help these things, these people rest, to find comfort. We don't often get to see the results of that,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing.
Oddly satisfying. Yeah.
Well, I hope this is not the last time you do something this good. I'm sure you'll do many more things quite like it.
I hope so. I'm, trying to do good things. So hopefully this isn't the last.
Good. Well, if you ever need any questions about this sort of thing again, or guidance in the spiritual nature, I will be more than happy to help.
I do actually have a question. I have a friend who they lost their arm, right? And in place of that arm, now there's like this vapory shadow arm where it was. And when I tried to bring them into the temple, I couldn't move them. And she just kind of flexes. I couldn't move them.
Let's back up a bit there. I'm not sure I quite understood the entire scenario you're presenting. You have a friend who lost his arm.
Yep.
Was this like an accident or something?
I think it was deliberate, but not on his part.
Okay. And after it healed, he still feels like he could feel his arm?
No, like immediately after it was ripped off, this spectral vapor came in place of it in like the shape of his arm.
Have
And
you-
I saw him pick up a coffee cup with it. Like he can use it, but it's not corporeal.
Okay. And you said you couldn't, your friend did not want to enter the temple?
Yeah, I could not physically, because like he got stuck. He started walking towards it and then he just stopped, and said he couldn't take another step, and then I went to pick him up, and I'm a pretty strong person, and I could not pick him. I could not physically move him, and he shoved me away, and he is not strong, like, at all. So
Has his personality changed much?
bits and pieces, yeah. And he
Bits and pieces?
yeah, like, he's still the same crazy person, but like,
Oh, he's always been weird, so it's hard to tell.
yeah, kind of.
Oh,
And
yeah, those can be difficult.
yeah, but he did tell me that, like, 18 months ago, he woke up in a grave and dug his way out.
I'm going to need to review some literature.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on your friend. Because your friend may not be your friend anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it ain't natural. So,
have you witnessed your friend in its new condition doing anything negative, dangerous?
I mean, he dangled a kid off the edge of a roof.
Dangled a child.
A child, yeah. Which then resulted in,
And this is your friend.
a friend is a strong word.
Oh.
Associate is maybe a better one. I nearly killed him myself when I found out he did it. So,
Well, that's good. Dangling children off of rooftops is never the right answer.
it's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Well, if you can, once I send you a message again, after I've reviewed my literature and talked with a few of the more experienced clerics here in the church, perhaps you could invite your friend to visit, or maybe I can come visit your friend.
That would probably be better.
With
because
several other clerics.
yeah, that's probably a good
and
idea.
a lot of the paladins.
Right.
Maybe your trainer.
You want to bring Zero in on this?
I don't know what we're dealing with quite yet. And you said that your friend is manifesting an entire lost appendage.
Yeah.
Have you touched this appendage? Not that I'm suggesting you should, but in passing, did you happen to maybe brush up against it or something?
I don't think Hal has, right?
No, I don't think so.
No. No. It kind of weirds me out. I really don't want to.
No, I imagine so. A smoky appendage replacing that of a lost arm or leg might be concerning to some. Was there any other signs of this?
Yeah. He said he wasn't sleeping
That makes sense.
at all.
Mhm.
He
I mean,
can't
any
really.
other visual cues?
Yeah. He said he wasn't really tasting anything.
Okay, that's not so much visual, that's more taste, but
Yeah. And he's not breathing.
still not quite visual. I'm kind of looking for other visual cues now.
I mean, aside from that, he looks the same, right? No, he has some scarring around his eyes.
Okay, no like glowing eyes or eerie auras or
No,
anything of
just-
those.
Just arm,
Okay.
right? Because I didn't.
His eyes were glowing last episode when he got really angry and was talking about vengeance and
Oh,
payback.
okay.
His eyes would.
I tell him
glow.
that then.
Okay. Oh,
I just didn't remember.
That's what I would. Oh yes, that's even more concerning. Okay. Does his voice change when he's like? Does it still sound like him, or is it like a more like? Is there a different
Does it still sound like him?
so far. I would imagine so. Yes.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like him for the most part. I haven't noticed a change.
And you said he. Oh, well, look, I will review some more and keep an eye on your friend. They might need more help than what we just completed.
Right. Okay.
And if you have ever cared for them, keep them away from everyone else. Just for the safety of all.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't give you better news. We were ending on such a happy note and you brought this up. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. If
No,
you
I
can
am
find
really
anything,
sorry.
if you can find anything, let me know.
You will be the first to know after I tell everyone else here.
Great. Bye.
Thank you, Initiate. Thank you. And then you
And-
see him turn off and he's like muttering to himself.
He's
and
off to
saying
buy like
several
100
prayers.
pounds of eggs and salt. He's just ready to do some exorcisms.
Now, since we've been talking about Lamont, what are you doing? You're in Port Damali, wandering around, talking about the entire murderation of the myriad in their sleep in their beds.
Yes. What part of town am I in?
You were in the Crescents, which is the high-end rich people area. It's big mansions and large temples.
Is
So
there
you
an
really don't-
upscale?
Super
Go ahead.
upscale. This is where the ball was. With
Right. Is there
Mr. Nouveau?
like an upscale marketplace, like an outdoor?
No, there is
type
no
thing?
commerce done in this area. It is
All right.
temples, civic buildings, and like amphitheater type things, and temples. And you're really not comfortable. Every time your body gets close to a temple, you find yourself walking in the opposite direction from it before you even know what you're doing.
Okay. He goes into it. You and me are going to do some storytelling here, Frank. You ready?
All right, let's go.
All right,
Bring
here we
it.
go. He's in and out. He ducks into the equivalent of some cover or an alleyway of some type.
A small
between
grove
these-
of trees in the corner of a park. That's the best
Beautiful.
you can do in this area.
Puts his hand on a tree. He breathes. He is visibly upset for a moment and then pauses, gathers himself, and then with his right hand idea, and then manifests some marvelous uptown clothing, something he's seen the Blue Nose is wearing. He just looks across the street and just copies something he sees.
Okay,
Somebody
it's some
wearing across the
ridiculous
street.
multi-layered silk robed ensemble, bright
Beautiful.
colors.
He does it just like that in shades of black and gray,
Okay,
and
you
then
stand
puts
out
on
like
a
a
hat.
sore thumb with that.
Beautiful. Putting on a hat. I would like to strut down the street to Staying Alive by the Bee Gees or the equivalent. And he
Okay.
proceeds to walk like he absolutely is feeling it. And then we do the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. This bit. And he's
Okay.
coming down the street.
Yeah, right. I
And he just
know
kinda
exactly
shakes
which
a little
horrible bit you're doing right now.
And then just kind of, he's feeling it. And there's no music playing.
Everyone
he
on
has
your
got
side of the
the-
street crosses to the other side of the street to stay away from you,
And I'm pointing at him.
right? And they're trying not to look at you as they walk away. You start noticing the
You lady
blue armored
holding a bag.
Zalazo.
Yeah, you and me are gonna go downtown.
You're
kick some
gaining
ass.
the
Just
interest
me
of
and you.
Lots of law
Fucking
enforcement,
A.
which you may
And your
remember
uncle
is
and
actually
your
on
sister.
the lookout for Lamont Quinlan in the
Who's
dark
that?
clothes. The blue armored Zalazo, the police of the town. You're
Yes.
dancing and strutting about this expensive, high class area has brought the attention of the local constable.
Oh shit!
constables, maybe the Zalazo, and they are now paying attention to you.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Have I managed to
They're
get
not
into
coming
a-
after you. You have gained their attention.
I want to, and that's fine. I am headed towards commerce. And this
Okay.
whole time want to be dancing and shaking my butt a little bit. You know, he's not yelling and screaming and or necessarily flailing about, but he's moving down the street with shaking it.
Well,
And so
noticing
I want-
that those Zalazo have noticed you, you start paying attention to the other people around you, and they are very reserved. And so
Wonderful.
the burst of emotional activity you've given, this energetic dancing, is out of the ordinary, and that's why you gained their interest.
Great. So are there any, have I managed to make it to commerce?
Oh, well, if you go north, you can go to the Beaded Alley, and you know the Crescent Acorn is generally in that area, or you could go to the south, which is the Gilded Esplanade, which is sort of that's where the manor, Wasserman Manor is, and the main auction house and some other business. And you know, if you go further south than that, there's Larboard Light. And that's where the wharfs and the Sky Tower is.
Okay. Are there any? I'm going to head south because that's the direction of the tumble downs and the problem as far as he's concerned. So we're
Okay.
going to head south.
No, you're heading
And-
north.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Towards if that's north. All right. So
That's
he's
through the
going
Beaded
north.
Alley into the Tumble Downs. And you know, the Tumble Downs are these small city street roads where the buildings are built out over the road because everyone's trying to get as much space as they can. So they build in. And so it's very crowded. It's very, the roads are dark even during the daytime because it's like an old London road. It's winding, it's cobblestone, it's smelly, the stuff's over the top. I mean, it's still bright, it's dark light wise, but they make up for it with colorful banners and flyers and coverings and whatnot. But it's still kind of oppressive because this is where the poor lives. And in the same space that you might have one rich family living in the Crescents, you might have 50 families living in the Tumble Downs. So
Okay.
that's what you see.
Okay. Is there like a shop I can duck into, preferably like a bookstore or a travel-y kind of a place somewhere where I can talk to someone who might know the area?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I'm looking at all the buildings. I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of taking it down a notch.
Well, in your current clothing, you even stand out more because you're dressed like the rich people up in the Crescents, and now you're in where, you rough spun wool, linen clothing.
Okay. Well, that's a long way. Now, hold on just a second before I go fucking this up. Now, hold on just a second, because that's a long walk, right?
It is a long walk.
Okay. So
It's a
he
winding
changes let's just back up a second. Come on now. He's smarter than this. He changes as he goes and blends in as he goes through town. Because what he's thinking about and what I'm trying to do here is I want to go, he's feeling good for a while, and then he makes his way uptown, and I want to ask about where do they publish the broadsheets? Because I don't think Lamont would know this off the top of his head. I don't think we've talked about this. Where in Port Denali are the broadsheets
And you're
published?
asking the residents of the Tumble Downs where the broadsheets are printed.
After 5 or so minutes of colorful dancing,
Okay.
he drops his profile and makes his way towards the Tumble Downs while asking, without drawing too much attention, maybe giving a wink, do you know where they? Maybe he like buys a newspaper, right? It's like, hey, by the way, where do they publish this? If someone wanted to like place an ad, someone was, do they have like a Lonely Onlys or a Ask Francine? I chat up the newspaper guy and ask about where they publish.
The person who sells the broadsheets in the tumble downs is an 8-year-old boy who gets, half a copper, a stack of newspapers, a stack of broadsheets. He's like, they drop them off here in the mornings after they're printed, and old Jim just says sell them, and then if I sell them all, I get a copper.
Old Jim?
Old Jim, yeah. He comes in the wagon, and the boys all come up. This is my area. I pick up the paper, and you asked. I'm sorry, it wasn't the right answer. What do you want me to tell you?
I hand him a gold, and I'm like, "What time does old Jim get here?"
Crack of dawn. It's when I pick up the broadsheets, and I sell them throughout the day.
What's your name, kid?
Bill?
Bill, where do you meet old Jim at the crack of dawn?
On the corner of the street over there. He points down several rows. You see like kind of a small open spot where there's a few wagons.
All right.
I won't see him till tomorrow.
All right. And he hands like another gold, and like right before he grabs it, he like pulls it back just a minute. It's like, you're not gonna tell old Jim I'm coming, are you?
You're not gonna hurt old Jim, are you?
No. I just want to find out where they publish the local rag. I want to buy in bulk.
It's not going to be here. I mean, nothing gets made here.
Nothing gets made here. What does it fall from the sky? Look. I look. You seem like a nice kid, and I'll see you in the morning. Okay. Me and Jim. I'm gonna buy Jim a cup of coffee. Okay. Just don't blow the whistle on me. All right. And he winks at him and hands him a gold. Puts his hand in the gold in his pocket. And slaps his hand. I'll see you in the morning, Bill.
And the kid's almost hyperventilating, and he like drops his papers and runs because you just basically gave his family 2 years' earnings.
Right.
So you'll never see him
Crack of dawn, Billy. Have a great day. And he walks down the street, and I want to walk toward the tumble downs and change my outfit as I go to suit.
Okay. In the middle of the street, you're going to have your clothes magically change in front of other people.
I don't know, man. I think he kind of has figured out, maybe walking around town as things get more crowded, that he can like go around a corner or like even in a crowded place, you can hide in plain sight and take a moment when you think nobody's looking. Okay. And just kind of change your hat or your jacket or the color of your shoes.
As you're heading that direction, we're going to check in with some other
working on that
people.
talent.
Okay. We're going to go check in with Wendell and Igor. You guys have had a successful trip to the bank. You've even stopped off at a cut rate spell place and picked up some spells that you needed. Whatever it was that you were looking for, you can find them in the in that particular area, the Mage District. And Harlan, you're done with your report, and you've sent it off with Reagan. And so you're all sitting in the dining area again at the Grayskull Shadow Inn.
I'm gonna try messaging Howl again. I think she was doing some holy paladin-esque things.
You've still got a little slight headache from all that holy power that was rolling through there.
It's been like a couple hours now. He hopes she's done. Please tell me this is a better time.
Yeah, what's up?
And I almost forgot it. I've been trying to reach you, but about those mushrooms you gave Igor.
Yeah?
You didn't happen to steal them from any sacred land in Singorn, did you? Or your supplier, protected endangered species or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Right.
Although, I mean, my
Although-
dealer does get them from elves. I just don't know where.
Because there's some representatives from Singorn who want to speak with him, and that's the only reason I could think of, is because of those mushrooms you sent him off to butlery school with.
I mean, they're not illegal. Like, granted, they're not like legal, but they're not illegal. They're kind of one of those gray area ones. Like, they're not well known
I'm very
enough
familiar with
to
gray
be
areas.
illegal.
Yes.
They're an up and coming drug, so like they haven't been
Right.
legalized, but they also haven't been illegalized.
Right. So you don't know why representatives from Singorn wish to speak with Igor, then?
Not a clue.
Right.
Does Hal know what Singorn is? She's only ever lived in Amon.
I imagine she's heard of it, because they're in, on the continent. You've talked with elves.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
If you got elven mushrooms, you've probably heard of Singorn.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have no idea why Singorn would be interested in Igor of all people.
Right, thank you. Also, I apologize if this is a bit personal, but how does Nezrin feel about the coin master's position being empty for so long in Iman?
I think that's a Nezrin question.
Wasn't sure if she vented to you about it or anything.
I mean,
I've
we
gotten
don't
an
really-
offer.
Oh?
Yes. Seeker Assume had a bunch of questions for Harlan about the Iron Authority. Oh my god! That's all caps in his journal. And then, Seeker Assume also mentioned that Lamont was found eaten to hardly nothing by rats behind that restaurant he always talked about eating in trash heaps behind, and that they buried him 18 months ago. He was hardly
Funny.
recognizable. Just, he'd been eaten so severely by rats. They couldn't
Yeah.
even speak with dead with him.
Funny,
They said it was interesting. Like a black spirit came out or something. Opaque, not the normal speak with dead business. And you said he didn't have a heartbeat. Do we need to kill Lamont?
So we need to have a conversation.
Right.
Preferably not over text.
Understandable.
We'll talk when you come back.
Right. Should be
Because
soon. Waiting to hear about those Singornian representatives,
Yeah.
and I suppose I should accept that position on the council.
Yeah. I had a conversation with Lamont, and then I had a conversation with the priest. So
Oh dear. Do you want me to make some should we trick him into drinking holy water? I can make holy water.
that might not be a bad idea.
Alright, I'll make some holy water and bring it back then.
Okay.
Alright. I'll keep in touch.
After they like sever contact, Hal's just standing there for a second, and she's like, "How does he know how to make holy water?"
Excellent question.
Man of many talents.
All right. So you find yourself sitting back in the dining room across the table from Harlan. Igor, as soon as you sat down, Reagan brought you a nice plate of bacon and waffles and syrup, just because he likes you and you like to eat.
Is there food brought for me as well? Because I'll ask for food if not. Quintel's hungry bad.
Oh, I did. I mean, Igor's always hungry, and
He
so
is. I just, seeing him eat that food, it just made the smell of
it's
food
like
makes
sneezes.
me,
When
yes.
someone sneezes, everyone sneezes.
Or the
Yeah,
yawns, yes.
Mr. Harlan, would
Harlan,
you like
do you
some
want
as well?
anything?
Well, it's an odd hour, but I suppose, yes.
Or just how about a snack? How about a piece of pie?
Yes. Oh.
No
that sounds-
cobbler.
No. We've stopped serving cobbler here now. It's all pies, and maybe occasionally bread pudding.
Oh,
But-
should have a good.
Would you like bread pudding?
Would love a bread pudding.
We had some fresh this morning. Well, it's kind of funny saying
Wonderful.
fresh when you make it with
Yes,
stale
yes, stale
bread,
bread.
but it's still
So good.
It's freshish, I guess. I'll be right back. And he heads out.
And, I'm
How
just
did you-
about this report here.
Wonderful, wonderful. How is Oh, 1 moment. Did you put those poor people's souls to rest yet? I assume that's what the holy vibes I got were.
Yeah, took care of that. They're good now. So
Cool. Talk to you later. I'll put
Goodbye.
the people's spirits to rest. And she said we needed to all have a conversation about Lamont when we returned. Apparently something even stranger has happened than him being buried, and now he's running around doing things. She also pointed out to me earlier that his heart wasn't beating. I feel like that's a concern. You think he's undead?
Doesn't sound like a living person.
No.
Heartbeat, but
Yes.
perhaps he.
He hasn't rotted, although he does wear a lot of layers in black. He doesn't smell rotten.
He doesn't remind me of other undead I've seen.
Yes, not a zombie. I suppose vampires don't have that rotten stench, do they? I haven't met any, but not in that. I've been doing some research for certain things, and I read some books about and that had some vampires in them, and they were apparently very irresistible to many damsels' desires. So
That was
I wouldn't think flesh sloughing off and stench would lend itself to that particularly well.
Reagan walks in and is like, what are you talking about? I go for
Different-
bread pudding and you talk about sloughing off flesh.
Just different types of undead.
I mean, I know you get into things that I don't want to know, but I mean...
Reagan, do you know of any types of undead that don't stink or are losing skin and things?
I'm not very familiar with
Not-
undead.
That's why we were
No.
just discussing.
It wasn't
that.
really in my purview. As
You know, people hear things. There's
I can do
vampire
some
books.
research. I can ask some people if you wish.
Oh. Can't think of anything else why someone's heart would be beating, but they're running
here's the
around
bread
doing
pudding,
things.
and he
Thank you.
passes it out.
Well,
Uh,
this whole thing, Reagan, should probably be
Kept quiet. Yes.
Oh,
We'll do some
on the
research.
down low. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, down low.
You know,
of course.
we met that fellow recently. Maybe he might have some ideas. With the wonderful bookstore. Wild and menagerie. Yes.
Well,
Oh, I received a reply back from Seeker Asul on your
yes.
inquiry about the ambassadors. They are no longer in Iman.
Right.
But if you'd like, he can pin a missive to them so that and ask their interest and say that Master Igor, are you interested in speaking with them?
Maybe not at this time.
Well, they're not here, so that's good.
Perfect.
But eventually,
I could entertain the idea.
Well, the Seeker asks if you'd like to inquire upon their inquiry.
yes.
Okay.
That way
I
you know
will
why they're asking about you.
Inquire upon their inquiry.
We'll forward the message once we hear back from Singon. It should not be that long. There's normal communication and travel between. They're in our plane right now, so they haven't phased out recently.
Perfect.
Convenient.
That's why they came to visit. They like to check in with their allies from time to time.
That makes sense. Right, well, I suppose after we eat this bread pudding, mayhaps we should check in with our allies as well. But absolutely lovely, Reagan. Is there anything you need from us?
Oh no, the inn is running quite well. We've built up quite an information network here locally, and we're still providing certain services that the inn has always provided. and we have quite a collection of favors waiting to be called in.
Brilliant. All right, I will message periodically to check in on the status
Yes.
of the message.
Oh, and I was told to inform you that the soup kitchens have been doing swimmingly,
Wonderful.
and that your
Orphanages, yes.
the orphanage here is at capacity currently.
Oh, needs to expand, I see, perhaps. Well, at least it's doing well. I will
Yes.
speak to some people and see what I can do about things.
Well, if you'd like, it's something that I would not be averse to helping with. I mean, I am your factor here in town. If you'd like me to be involved more, I'd be more than happy to help. I mean, you've been doing so much good for the town with, I mean, this is the first real orphanage here in town. I didn't really have a family growing up. That's why the class, and you're keeping so many children from being indebted to the class from an early age. It's a wonderful thing
So wonderful.
to do
Well, you
so
know.
much with asking so little in return.
Well, you know how really her children, orphan children, really opened my eyes to the orphan problem here in the city.
You're an inspiration.
Wendell's not laughing. It's just me. Right, well, I'll pen some letters that we can have delivered and sent before I eat this bread pudding before we head back.
Just check in tomorrow, and I'll send your messages around. I mean, you've been here enough today. I'm sure you have many things to do in Port Tamale.
All right, certainly. Thank you, Reagan. I'll keep you updated of things.
And Master Igor, I will let you know as soon as I hear back from the ambassadors.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
I would like to discuss with them many a thing.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I hope we find out what it is they're interested in.
Oh, I too would like to know. That's the
Yes.
big part of me discussion.
They very rarely speak to anyone outside of the established organizational teams of Tal'Dorei, the council and the mages and some of the other.
That's not
Embassies.
encouraging. It feels like I'm in trouble.
Oh no, I don't believe so. I mean, if you were in
Wendell
trouble,
squints his eyes like it's probably because you're in trouble.
what they would send the assassins then, the rangers or something.
Oh,
Well, it seems you're
Yeah,
not
they
in
only
trouble
ask
after all.
politely.
what if
with-
there were assassins?
I hadn't thought of that.
You better take some cards with you just in case.
Yes. Yes.
Heavily armed.
Yes. We'll have a good
Wear
trip
some armor.
back. Yes, I'm.
Thank you, Reagan.
Thank you.
And we eat bread pudding and walk through a door.
Harlan looks over to Wendell and just says, there's something that we were supposed to do here.
We already did.
What was it?
We spoke with Seeker Assume and Reagan and read a book, and now we're going back.
How strange.
Yes, have you been sleeping well?
I suppose I could use some extra hours.
Yes, I mean, you have been awfully busy with the whole airship business. And, you know, some people actually need to sleep. So. Although if you didn't want to sleep again, I do have some recommendations.
I'm perfectly fine with
Start to pull out a pamphlet. Right, all right.
Harlan's like, I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know.
It's just an informational pamphlet that I handmade. Anyways, let's be off.
All right. So you place the key in the keyhole, and you open the door, and there stands on the other side of the portal the Crescent Acorn, and it's comfortable, worn wood surfaces and tables. The happy sound of the market outside the door, the children playing inside the Crescent Acorn, and the Amberwine family just doing their good business. Oh, hey, see you back there. How was it over there across the world?
It was quite good, quite well. Good news all around.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, we've had a busy day, so I won't keep you. Just have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you as well.
You see Master Amberwine just wander along. He's taking food to a table or something, just being pleasant as you go by.
Where are you at? We're back. Right. Lamont, where are you?
Oh, I thought you said Hal. Hi.
I did say Hal first, but he'll message both.
You did say Hal first.
Should I go? Becky,
go ahead.
Becky, can you hear me? Hi. Yes, Lamont is by now has made it to the Tumble Downs, and I would like to buy an apple.
Okay. As you're buying an apple, you get a message from Wendell in your head.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Quite splendid. How are you?
Oh, it's a beautiful day in Port,
Yes.
Damali, right?
Right.
The sun is shining on all of us. What are you guys up to?
We've just arrived back. We're trying to meet up with yourself and Howl.
Fun. Hal and I had brunch. Lovely time.
Lovely.
And, just had a visit, just got to chatting. And
Well, maybe we can... Maybe it's probably close to like lunchtime now. Maybe. Because we were gone over Port Damali's night.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
So, perhaps we could do lunch.
Hey, lunch sounds great. I'm not sure. I'm headed your direction. Where are you at? Which way am I going?
We're near the Crescent Acorn.
Crescent Acorn. I'll head that way here in just
Wonderful.
Just a second.
See you soon.
Lamont, you know that the Crescent Acorn it's just a few blocks south of you. It'd be pretty easy to wander your way through.
Okay.
Owl, where are you at? Please respond. Tell me Lamont hasn't killed you. He was awfully nonchalant and pleasant. Something is wrong.
I would think that Hal is probably back at the manor by now. So,
Absolutely.
I'm home.
Great.
Sorry, connection's not the greatest right now, so.
No, it's fine.
Bad reception.
Yes. Lamont's meeting us here by the Crescent Acorn. Should we bring him back to the manor, or should we just ditch him and head back to the manor before he gets here so we can talk without him present?
Well...
You're super sus right now, my dude.
This is high school all over again.
We probably need to have a conversation without him there.
Right.
And then have a conversation with him. Because I don't trust that this is our Lamont.
So should Harlan and I fly to the manor and then tell him we've rescheduled lunch from the Crescent Acorn to the manor, and then we'll have some time before he gets there?
That's probably not a bad idea.
All right. We'll do. Harlan, could we carpet to the manor?
Oh,
We're
yes.
going to meet up with everyone for lunch there.
Ah, very good.
Yes. We get on the carpet and we start to fly, and I'll message Lamont, be like, "Oh, Lamont, just heard back from Hal. She wants to have lunch at the manor. Meet you there."
You see us fly over your head.
Probably. I told her you'd be coming.
It's easy to spot the single carpet flying through the air.
Well, there was a lot of carpets around town.
Not that area.
Not in that area, though. No.
No. Especially not one patterned in as large as Harlan's carpet is. He's got the limo carpet. You know, it's kind of hard to miss that one.
Let him know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little late. All right.
You'll just have, a good 15 to 30 minutes before you get there to talk about you.
I mean, we could have picked you up. We flew right by, but
we didn't know where you were. You just said you'd meet us for lunch, so Oh.
Fine. We're going back to the inn with the portal in it, right?
You have to have the key to activate the portal.
But we're going back to the inn that has the portal in it.
To the manor.
Yeah, they're going to the manor now.
The manor.
Yeah.
They were going
Manor.
to meet you at the Crescent Acorn, which is where the anchor for the portal is. But now they're going to the manor.
Did they tell me that?
Yes.
They just told
Wendell
you.
just messaged
Yes.
you. Hal wanted to have lunch at the manor instead. We'll meet you there.
And okay. And is that a radical change in direction, Frank? Is that like on the whole of the...
No, it's still the same basic direction, but just like almost an hour more travel time.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I buy a second apple.
Okay.
And we're gonna go for a constitutional.
This time it's a Granny Smith. I mean, it's really sweet.
The equivalent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And he
Smith is spilled a little
whistles
wine.
quietly to himself, and just quietly asks himself the big questions
Okay.
as he walks down the street.
What are your big questions?
How am I going to murder the entire myriad at once?
At once.
It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. It doesn't even have to happen a year from now. But all throats must be cut. There must be blood. Vengeance must be done. And I know what it is like to take life, and I will do it again. And then he starts rationalizing the fact that he got a bunch of kids killed. Because that's a stinging thing, right? And that needs to be like a moment in our story, in my opinion, which is like, if you're really telling me, and if Howl's right, whether he knows it for sure or not, but if Howl is right, that because I lost control and threatened that kid, the people that kid was being paid by murdered him and his pod of Dickensian, street urchins, and that blood is on Lamont's hands. When he considers that, the narcissist has a hard time confronting their own flaws and mistakes. And I think that Lamont goes through something that really is this really black shadow of narcissism, where narcissists really, they love themselves and have sort of a bizarre supernatural confidence in their decision making and their righteousness in how right they are and how justified they are in their behavior. Lamont, in his black, poisonous, venomous fury at himself and the time he's wasted and the choices he's made and the people he's hurt, are ringing his ears as he walks down the street to this manor, because it stops. And we're going to have to make some drastic changes, and we're going to have to gather our resources. And this is the kind of thing where someone walks down the street and has sort of a cathartic moment that hopefully affects real change in their life. So we'll see, but that's what he's thinking.
Okay. And that is his mind space for the next hour, as he slowly makes his way from the Tumble Downs to Wasserin Manor.
Contrasting, Wendell's sitting on the carpet while Harlan flies going, man, I've got to open another orphanage. There's...
So it's strange that everyone's thinking about orphans right
Just
now.
thinking about orphans, helping
Strange how that happens.
helping them, killing them,
5 minutes, you're at Wasserin Manor.
Right.
You land in the back near the patio, and you see Hal and Nezrin
Right.
sitting on the back patio. Nezrin is looking over several parchments. Looks like lots of figures. In fact, she's working.
Ooh. Right, we should have about 45 minutes approximately before he gets here.
Great.
Should I
So-
go inside, dear?
We're gonna be discussing Lamont things.
I'm
So if
going to
you
go
want,
inside.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I'd much rather be inside for this.
you focus on your work instead
Yes.
It's just better.
How's
She
the
leans
business
over, gives you a
going?
kiss on the cheek, and then heads inside with all of her parchments.
So here's what happened. And she gives
Yes.
like the whole rundown of the conversation, the consecration, all of it.
The arm thing.
Where Lamont had his arm ripped off and was attacked by what's her face?
One of the demi angels that you guys ran into.
I keep wanting to say like Alejandro, but that's not right.
Anahita.
Anahita, that's what it is.
And Anahita wanted to help against the
Yeah.
evil orb of evil. But Anahita was
Can we
the one
clarify
who
this
wanted
part? What? Keep going. Sorry. Clarify this part of what Amanita wanted or
Anahita?
Anahita wanted.
Yes, Anahita. Wasn't that the one that was like, oh yes, join me with my master, the evil orb of evil. And then the one that visited us was like, fuck the evil orb of evil.
Yeah.
Hate that
So,
guy. Why suddenly...
Somebody's lying somewhere.
So there's lying or there's switching of sides.
Something's going on, and it's a lot.
What do they want?
Sounded like an answer, and they weren't happy with it. So is he possessed or something? Is he...
He might be like the priest is gonna take a look and read some
Right.
literature.
We should offer him
like-
some holy water. When he gets here to drink. You said that was a good suggestion.
I mean, it probably won't hurt.
Watch us almost kill Lamont.
I
He's
think
died before. It's fine.
I think
that's
before
true.
we go with medical advancements here, we should probably test them.
To give him just a little holy water?
I mean, you don't just automatically trust magic. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yes, I trust magic.
Yeah, clerics, magic.
Oh, those are different, slightly different sources of magic. There's different... Mm. Mm.
I mean,
Well,
magic is magic.
Of course, what you say, yes, it's true in a form.
Hal just looks really confused. She's like, we're saying the same thing. I don't understand what's going on.
And Wendell looks at Harlan like, no, I get it. Yeah.
But
Right. What do we do? What should we ask here? I didn't pick up a zone of truth or anything at the spellbook store.
All I know is I physically could not bring him into the temple, which he's not strong. I'm strong.
He's not. He's as about as
No.
strong as I am.
Yeah.
We're not very
I physically
strong people. Physically.
He's not breathing. He doesn't have a heartbeat. His eyes are glowing like a fucking maniac.
So
like,
we were discussing different types of undead, and he doesn't have an abnormal stench about him that differed from previously
noticed.
living Lamont. And
yeah, there's no difference there.
and he doesn't look rotting. So
Right.
perhaps he's a vampire. Because he's not
But
a
he
zombie
drank coffee.
or a ghoul. Vampires drink blood?
But
I
that's
mean-
not coffee.
Maybe he
I mean, maybe it's their version of coffee, but
maybe he drank the coffee. Did you have eyes on him the whole? Did he maybe like retch it up later, like stomach, just held it in his stomach for a little while? I don't know. Can vampires eat or drink regular? I don't know much about vampires. Just what I've read in a book about them. That
I
was
don't know
not a
much about
very
anything.
scientific
Oh,
book.
and he's like hyper fixated on the Myriad because he got those kids killed. And he wanted to hire me, and he's super fixated on taking down the Myriad, which will never happen. So
Yeah, would it at least be very troublesome, and you'd probably die in the process.
It's not completely.
again, yeah.
It's not impossible, it's just extraordinarily, astronomically unlikely. Statistically speaking.
It would be.
I could crunch the
quite
numbers.
difficult. You could crunch the numbers.
I mean, really, organizations and, groups and, affiliations, they're all just, there's graphs you can try to project growth and rising and falling in the markets and economy. It's all numbers.
There are many calculations to make, yes.
There are, yeah.
It is.
Was there anything else we've noticed about Lamont besides... Well, he was always kind of into this... He who stalks the darkness strikes in the night, that thing.
Something crumbles in the dark. I don't know.
Yes, the dark trembling.
Oh.
Yes. Something about that. He's always been into that, but he's been really, really into it since meeting back up with him again.
Yeah.
Can I think of any undead? Can I make a history check to think if there's any undead that are really just hell-bent on a
Vengeance?
particular, vengeance or aspect of study or something like that?
Don't give me a history or an arcana.
I'll give you a history. It's one better than my arcana, because Wendell's
Okay.
not... Well...
What'd you roll?
That's going to be a 6.
You've heard of something
Mm-hmm.
like that? It's it's hard to tell.
You know who'd probably know? There was that, Hold on, I got his name back here. Not young... Almost there. Anselm. Anselm, that bookseller. I bet he's read a lot about undead.
Oh, the crazy person?
I wouldn't say crazy, I'd say a book enthusiast.
I
Ain't
would
no
say
crazier than
crazy.
Lamont.
Like, definitely crazy.
What? No, he's just very enthusiastic about his reading. Sometimes reading makes you a little eccentric.
Yes, as I recall, he was a bit eccentric.
Yes. Well, if we don't get anything from Lamont directly, perhaps I could bring up his list of symptoms with him and he might know something.
Well,
You mentioned your cleric friend, your holy friend, was going to summon a bunch of clerics and paladins to investigate.
Yeah.
We want
Possibly,
to try
depending
giving
on what
him
he
a vial of
finds.
holy water first to see, because I feel like a bunch of clerics and paladins are going to do a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
Right. Is there like glasses of water on the table? Just pour like a little. This is Lamont's glass. Pour water. Get some powdered silver. Sprinkle it in.
Harlan tries to be a little more precise with it.
Oh no! It takes a little bit longer than. We'll just keep him talking for a bit if it takes me longer than an hour. Just going to, and he's just gonna start stirring the silver into the water. When it's all dissolved, it's done. I'm gonna ceremony bless water.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before Lamont arrived?
Yes. How, like, after the conversation kind of veers away from Lamont, Hal kind of like leans forward in her seat and so I don't think I'll be staying with group for much longer.
Almost stops stirring and then remembers to. Well, I'm sorry. What?
I've been thinking about it pretty long and pretty hard, and I think I need to focus on my family. And the danger that we get into keeps coming back. And I can't have that.
What about the danger of the Clockwork Council? Do you think that without you, a group is going to be sufficient? Stopping them. I mean, if they unleash the evil orb of evil, no one's safe.
All the more reason to spend more time with my family while we've got it.
You don't think we can stop the Clockwork Council?
I really don't.
Well, not with that attitude.
I have worked for people like them, similar to them, for as long as I can remember, and we got lucky with the clasp. We're not going to get lucky with the Clockwork Council.
I think you sell us short.
I think I sell us too long.
Well,
like I said, I haven't decided 100% or when, but
just think about it. At least stay until we figure out this whole Lamont business.
yeah.
We might have to do something about him, and you're very good at stabbing.
I'm really good at that.
And you also know paladins and clerics and things.
Yeah. So, yeah. I figured I'd let you know because I know as soon as I tell Lamont, he's going to freak out on me. So let's just keep it between us for now.
All right. Please keep considering it as well. We do.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Al.
And I don't say it, and I think you guys are all fucking insane, but I mean, you guys are my friends.
I don't have terribly many of those, but I would consider you to.
Yeah. But my family comes first always, and I have not been putting them first for a long time now.
I understand your position, but I regret losing your expertise.
I'll definitely keep that in mind.
About this time, Lamont shows up. Everyone
good.
seems to have a long.
This should be just about done.
Yeah, it's just about done.
It takes an hour.
Lamont comes walking around the corner.
Chances are, huh? Oh, hey, everybody.
Hello, Lamont.
All here.
We're just getting, mixing everyone drinks. This one's for you.
Oh.
Yeah, is that mine?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's almost done. There you are.
Yeah. Oh, mixing it up for me. All right. Yeah, looks at it, nods, and sets it on the table.
Heard you ran into some trouble recently.
Yeah. As you see him, like you're still in your costume, correct?
He's walked in like street clothes.
Okay. If you look closely, you notice that his right hand is a misty, shadowy kind of vapor, vaguely taking the form of a hand, acting like a hand.
That is abnormal.
What's that? Oh, you're talking about my...
Yes. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's quite a recent development.
Yeah, I've had a big night.
You
had a big night last night. One to remember, that's for sure. I don't know if you guys... Sure, we're all adults here. This guy knows what I'm talking about over here with the Igor there. Igor knows what's up. Yeah.
So where'd you go after, you refused to go in the temple?
Oh, I just went, I took a walk. I took in the local color. I, enjoyed the produce. I You know, I'm just out there thinking, you know, out there asking myself the big questions, you know, who are we? Where are we going? You know, it's the human condition, you know, that's what we're all really going through is as we hurtle through space and time. You know
I mean,
what I
I'm
mean?
not human,
Certainly.
so I wouldn't know.
Humanoid.
That's true, isn't it?
I think I'm the only human here.
Something we used to say in school, you know, the psyche of you know, humanoid. I went to a human college, so it's, you know, it was the only college star there, so I forget, you know, that's it's weird. I don't really like anyway. Are these cookies? I don't want one, but are they?
Yeah, we've got
Fun.
chocolate chip and then double chocolate chunk.
And the macadamia nut are very good.
Yeah,
Oh.
those ones.
Oh.
I don't count those as cookies because like nuts shouldn't be in cookies, but you know.
I think Lamont takes a cookie and breaks it in half and looks at it and sniffs it and then sets both halves back down and then puts his hands on his hips. Cool. Well, listen, I just want all of you guys to know how much I admire every one of you. You know, something I really, you know, I was thinking as I was walking down here, you guys really seem very comfortable in your own skin. You know, you guys really seem to know yourselves and really kind of know what you're after, what you're good at. And I just really admire that and appreciate that. And it's been enriching and gratifying getting to spend this time with you guys, you know, going through it, you know, kicking ass and politicking. You know, it's been a very special experience. I'm going to have to just take a leave of absence, I think is probably the way to describe it from this whole group thing. Obviously, we have a business relationship at the inn. That's very important to me. You know, that's really where I'm going to be headquartered. Start to give that some real careful thought. And so I just wanted to tell all of you that you know, it's not a permanent
why
thing.
so sudden? What's your reason for this? Is it the arm thing?
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's probably information that all of you need. You know, it's not a secret. So I was walking down the street and an entity appeareth before me and proceeded to question me. And Harlan and I have seen this one before. And all right, now Frank, you got to help me out here for the audience here and for me. Let's just jump out here for a second. Anahita wanted, I got some notes here. Anahita wanted to not free Avum.
That's what you were told.
Right. Like, don't you dare free him. And the
That's what you were
Clockwork
told.
Council is trying to free him.
Clockwork Council is working to free him.
Yes. Okay. So I just think he just kind of puts his knuckles on the table. Look, this whole thing we're doing with the Clockwork Council, I think I may have, you know, put my toes too far out over the board here because this entity that appeared before me, this
Ripped off your
Anahita,
arm.
ripped off the arm. Didn't like it when I basically, you know, laid out my master plan for this whole thing, which was basically, you know, to get in there and, you know, turn it inside out. You know, we were going to find out what they were after, figure out a way to put it in a ditch and, you know, reap the spoils and skip off into the sunset. This didn't seem very complicated to me. And I attempted to explain that to this Anahita, and they did not like it. And promptly removed my arm and threw me to the ground, if I remember correctly.
They asked you a question of...
Questions?
They asked you the question, are you with or against him? And you didn't just give a with or against answer, you just went on a convoluted plan explanation that probably wasn't entirely cohesive and coherent.
I said I was currently in a business arrangement with a group affiliated with him.
That's a bad answer to make it seem like you're against.
You fucking think? Really?
I'm just...
Really?
You know, for
Really?
future dealings
Shocking.
with them, possibly. I mean,
And I want to throw the cookies across the room.
When he gets angry like that, you start seeing that gray kind of like illumination coming up from his eyes. It seems to be.
I think it makes the goggles glow. I think it makes the goggles
there's a bit of a glow, and it dies down when he calms down.
You really shouldn't throw cookies in the yard. Like, the birds will eat them, and it's really not good for them.
You can have all those cookies that fell in the yard.
Don't feed them to the birds, but you can feed them to Igor.
Look, the birds will keep coming back for more. Right? Igor already does that. I'm just...
Have you noticed any other changes since your encounter with this Ananita?
No, just the arm.
Just the arm.
What about changes since you died behind a restaurant in Iman and didn't tell us?
Excuse me? I'm messing with you. No, I'm having yard. I'm having yard.
No, he has no memory. You have no memory of that. You just...
I have no memory of that at all. What did I do?
Well, you died.
I died?
Like, actually died.
There are rumors that you did die.
From a very, trustworthy source.
And Lamont, you did tell me that you dug your way out of a grave, so it's not a far stretch that you died.
Been eaten by rats? You haven't had any nightmares about rats eating you, have you?
Wait, go back.
You can't sleep. You wouldn't have nightmares.
You said you heard this?
I was told that people found your body behind a restaurant eaten by rats, and they buried it.
And so Iman thinks I'm dead.
Well, thought for a bit, and then your what's the word I'm looking for? Your alter ego persona kept doing things in the night against crime, and so they kind of figured you weren't dead, but they thought they're confused, as are we.
Maybe a clone of some sort.
Doppelganger? But doppelgangers have heartbeats, right?
I've never met one. At least
I haven't either. Well,
I don't think I have.
What a simulacrum. You could be a simulacrum. I don't think that thing had a heartbeat. Just snow.
I don't even know what that is. That sounds expensive.
It was very expensive and we killed it.
I ripped its heart out with my teeth.
That one of those things. Right. Yeah, no. And this is probably why, I just need to go back to the inn,
And what good would
rest
that
up.
do?
Guys, I can't stop this thing.
What thing?
I'm not here to get caught in the middle of a serious conflict between demigods. I just don't have the sand for it right now. I know what I'm good at, and I know about what level I'm punching right now, and I have set some goals for myself that are private, but going toe-to-toe with Anahita in their quest to apparently keep their old boss from breaking free of the very chains that the people we're working with right now are attempting to, break. It's a lot right now, and I'm not up for it. You see, because no one's innocent in that particular fight that I can see. I've considered Anahita, this Avum. There's a lot of gray there. You understand? I don't have a dog in that fight.
But you
But there
don't
are
want
dead
Ava
children.
out in the world, right? The evil orb of evil.
I
There'll be a lot more
I
dead
don't-
children, most likely, if that happens. If you want to help out children, I'm going to be opening up a second orphanage in Amon.
Yeah, is that what you do? You help out children? See, I think
Yes,
I think
I do.
Yeah, I'm aware.
The first
of your
orphanage is just hit
philanthropic.
capacity, therefore a second one must be opened.
How exciting for you. And I think that's why I want to consider how I can best contribute to the community. And if orphans are being used as spies on the streets of Port Damali under threat of murder if they blow their cover, perhaps that is a battleground that you are more effective on than I am, clearly.
Well, things are a bit different in Amon than they are here, so... Would I like to open an orphanage here? Of course I would, but that's not necessarily what's going to be happening at this time.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the episode because we're kind of just meandering a bit here on orphans and
there's been a lot of orphans talk.
And as group ponders the possible resignation of two of its members out of nowhere. Let's just see where that bombshell came from, and let's talk to the culprits of that information. let's actually start with Lamont this evening. Hey, Lamont, weird things going on this evening.
It's weird stuff. It's a lot, and I think there's an opportunity to go kind of hard and kind of crazy here, and we'll figure it out because it could be fun to go sailing right off the deep end. So this was a good one, though. There's some good stuff here, and I appreciate everyone accommodating me and taking this ride with a character who's a complete fucking lunatic and a total pain in the ass. Hi, I'm producer Trav, and we're all figuring it out here. We're gonna play Aliens next month, maybe. It's looking good for an Aliens game mid-August. Signs point to yes, is what the Magic 8 Ball currently says. So you'll be the first to know, dear reader, if anything on that front changes, and we'll be back tomorrow night for Vampire Elam Dewa Jr. Lindy, thank you for this. Frank, I appreciate
For your other
you.
character without a heartbeat.
They're both dead. And yet I live.
And we're finding out that producer Trav has a typecast. And so going on to our character with a heart, Hal, you dropped a bombshell there yourself. How are things?
To be fair, she mentioned it last week with Nezrin when they were having their conversation. She was questioning whether or not she was staying. So bombshell to group, kind of bombshell to, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not going to source. I play Hal, the shifter fighter / paladin. She's thinking about leaving because she feels guilty that she's not spending time with her family and protecting her family. I enjoyed this session. I think the craziness with Lamont is probably my favorite. And then Wendell trying like 2 or 3 times to get in contact with Hal, and each time she's just like not having it. She's like, I'm busy, leave me the hell alone kind of thing. I'm very excited to see what happens with Lamont and the clerics, and maybe we'll have an exorcism going on. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be great. I'm Nugatosaurus. You can find me here on Mondays, Tuesdays, and the occasional Saturday when we play Aliens. Bye.
Thank you for that. Let's go over to Harlan Flipcloak. You lost memory of the one job you had.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
could,
How'd that go?
you almost used the 15-year-old.
Which would have passed. It was a 12.
I was like, eh.
Oh.
But it was fun. I think my favorite part actually was when we talked to Reagan afterwards. I was just having trouble, like, because the way I view Harlan is he's not a forgetful person. Like, forgetting something is something like new to him.
Aside from that whole incident with the bank.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't make much sense, but I had a fun time, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And we can see you here on Mondays and Tuesdays and also with our alien game when it happens. So
Yeah, I forgot to do that part.
yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Yep. That's
I'm way more forgetful than Harlan is.
see, there you go. It's rubbing off on him right now. Let's check in with Igor. Igor didn't have much to do this evening. He just eating some bread pudding and some bacon
Cookies,
and
lawn
whatnot. But
cookies.
he's got a letter possibly coming from the ambassadors of Singorn. I wonder what that might be.
That's the question. I wonder too, and we will see. And yep, Shiny Pilot 206 playing Igor. Had fun to be here. I'm a little distracted. I got stuff going on around me here, but favorite part I think was actually Lamont's humming, like, we're gonna kill the clasp. You know, that whole thing that he was going about, that just tickled me. That was my favorite part. Some interesting things going on with our group. Like to see where it goes, what happens. They'll also be here Mondays, Tuesdays, and for the Aliens game when we run that. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and close out myself before I pass it on to the scion of our channel. I'm Deception Check. I'm here on Mondays and Tuesdays and on the occasional Saturday for all the shenanigans here. We have a project coming up pretty soon. Going to be talking a bit more about that as we go along. Plans in the works and thing ball rolling and all that. So favorite part tonight was probably Harlan and his forgetfulness and how well he played that off. I thought that went really well. Lamont's constant descent into or return to madness, one or the other, not sure. It's all madness around here. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. So thanks everyone. And I'll pass that on to Wendell, Eustace, Abernathy, Lucius, Throckwaddle, Haas, and Pfeffer the fourth of the Haversham Haas and Pfeffers.
Why, thank you. Favorite parts for me, was Harlan going, I could make that save, but I want to see what happens, and well, that's what happened. Just Wendell, and the funny thing is, this is exactly what happened with the bank, and Wendell is used to it, nobody else remembering things, and him being the only one to be like, he's like, well, probably better the fewer people who know we have this really dangerous book in the bank. I'll just run some errands. I'll be back. Lamont doing the, I'm gonna murder the myriad. I'm gonna slit all their throats in the dead of night. I'm just gonna kill them all of them. Hal trying to drag Lamont into the temple and talking with the person in the temple about Lamont. And also just the unfortunate timing of Wendell's sendings to Hal and the holy interference. And Reagan. Reagan talking to Wendell like, oh yes, the orphanage is at capacity. You're such an inspiration. Helping all those orphans. I mean, I'm only here because, you know, I was an orphan too, basically. I just really respect what you're doing, and asking for so little in return, and I just, and it just tickles me. It just tickles me. Oh, I can't wait. I know that I'm gonna be starting off next session with Wendell writing out his acceptance letter to seek Rathum for the position of a coin master, and then telling the rest of group about it, because that's gonna be great. I can see that only going really well for everyone. Oh, it'll be great. But yeah, you can find us here every Monday for Wanderlust and Wildemount, and every Tuesday for Mists of Ravenloft, where tomorrow night they have decided it'd be a great idea to release all of the prisoners from the lower dungeon of Aslan's castle, and, like, entourage with them following Aslan's imp familiar Skeever on a castle tour So we're gonna find out how that goes tomorrow. It'll be great. I even wrote down all of the names of people and their races and what they do if it was found out. Maybe they didn't find out much about one person. And you know, so that I remember and they remember, and we can all just keep track of all the NPCs that they're dragging out. And they're gonna try to rescue Poof. Poof has been missing for some time, and they're going to try to find him. Find Poof, the displacer kitten. So yeah, and then of course we will announce when we have the official final date for Aliens. Well, not the final date, like it's in the next date for Aliens. It's been finalized. Yes, we're very excited about that, and of course other things that are just kind of in the works, but we're waiting for stuff to happen and things. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching and for playing. We appreciate y'all. Till next time, have fun, play games.